Deployed. It's awesome. Can't wait to be your first user.
Okay, hold on. This is the link.
That reports a bug. Okay. Alright, man. I'm done being mean. Alright, back to the nice Harley self. So heads up, on odd days like Tuesday and Thursday, I will be scary and mean, and on Fridays, I'm nice. I just recap a little bit about yesterday, okay? Has anyone taken a look at coolers.co? You try that? Just one suggestion. It could help you try different things to try different theming for your app in a very quick way. Let's talk about theming your app. Before I forget, once again, everything about today is working on your assignment, and just don't, I really want you to leave the classroom thinking that you have made progress on your assignment. Do not start tomorrow thinking, oh, I have to work on the assignment and there's still a lot of stuff. I gave time yesterday to work on the assignment, today to work on the assignment. It's just crucial. Get help when you're working on an assignment. This is one of the ways to make you feel more interested in working on your assignment, which is just customizing some colors and theme. The theory of doing design, colors and stuff, it's a lot. So I'm not gonna try to teach anything in that. I'm not qualified. But to make something pretty, you can just steal, right, some design inspiration. Now, if you look at a website and you're trying to copy everything from them, it could be difficult. One of the easiest way that I'm suggesting here is that pick a theme, the colors you like. You can even upload a picture. It will highlight the most important colors, and you can use that for your app. And then you put this on Boomba, and bam, you have your app using the themed colors. One design guideline you can try is never have more than 3 primary colors. Boomba actually has something like 5, and normally Bootstrap Boomba, you can see that I have no idea why I have the Boomba thing in there. It's weird. So Bootstrap Boomba has these colors. Let me give you the colors. Alright, you see these colors? It's intended to be very, there's a stark contrast, and it's intended to be like, highlighting this, but it's not exactly usable if you use it in your real template. It look too much. So there is one trend. Sometimes you actually choose just one color for your app. This is especially true for the mobile app. Some mobile app like to just have the kind of monochrome kind of effect, and then all colors is just different shades of that. You choose blue, and then the rest is different shades of blue. So you can see 2 styles there. For example, on this website, you can just press space. It can give you different style. You can go for the youthful, colorful one. You can go for warm colors, the hot colors kind of thing. So this is, cool. Now you can tell like the temperature of these colors and pick one that you like. Okay, so that's the first step. You can Google more on website color themes and get some of the suggested 5 colors. So they tend to suggest similarly 5 colors. So similarly, you tend to have the 5 primary colors. As you have used Bootstrap, you see that they choose turquoise to be the primary color. They chose this to be the info one. They chose this to be the success one, warning, and danger. You don't have to do it this way. You can do it separately, or you can just keep the yellow and orange for warning and danger. But the primary colors, these 3, can be exactly the same, or can be just 3 different shades. Let's pick one with 3 different shades. Yeah, I mean it's all here. It's up to you. But black and white, yes, the extra two things that you want, because in general text is black and white. It's either white text on a very dark background or black text on a light background. You don't really have like yellow text on a red background. It's pretty. If you choose the background to be a dark color, like one of these, orange, blue, then your text is probably white. So you can see the templates and the colors that they use. The primary color to override with them is these guys. That's it. The text color, you see that it's gray dark, and then that's pretty much it. These 5 things you can change. Change primary to something else. Now, how to write the least amount of code with the maximum satisfaction? So this is what I suggest you do. Pick one. Tell me when to stop, yeah? Which color you like? No? Tell me when to stop. No? Alright, so here's the cool thing, right? Watch out. Click here, export to CSS. Okay? Download this guy. Okay? And I'm going to open it in Xcode. And it will look like this. Now we will focus on RGB colors from now on. Alright? Copy these 5 guys over. Where do we copy it to? Thank you. I give you guys a suggestion that in your style sheet, application.css include a file here called variables here. I call Boomer variables. You can call it anything. And then I have that. I put underscore here. It just means, it's like a partial. It will. Just the idea is not to be used by itself. And you see, these 5 colors you can now change to whatever the hell you want. So I'm going to do this. I copy this right here, but I want to remember. I copy this URL. Remember what I tried last time. So this is, for example, I say something like my current favorite, like that. Keep your code something that when you read again next year, you still have some joy looking at it. Oh, I was quite thorough last year. So I choose that. As you can see, I choose this, and then now from your primary color, you can start making a decision. So for your primary, which one do you like as primary? Wow, these two are very similar. Huh? So I'm going to choose maybe, primary here is the text that you see in your link text. Anything that you say is primary on. This is primary. I'm going to log in one more time. Is primary right here. All right, so I'll choose.
A bit too similar.
Too similar, yeah. So we choose another one. Yeah, this will be maybe a little boring. Huh? So let's say my favorite is now changed. Is it better? This is a bit too much. Joe, some colors look really nice, look like this, but when you start putting images on, you start there's a whole style, the font, and so definitely Google around, and you can share with friends on some inspiring websites. Yeah. Let's choose this as an example. Okay, so one more time, export. I wish they give me the text. Damn it. What is copy? I don't know. So once again, get the template. It's good. It's give us extra practice. This color, right? And then I go here and change. I delete those guys. This guy, right? And I update the URL here. It's very methodological. Okay. And what else? So I'm trying to say primary. Which color do I want as primary? The 4th one? Alright, the color 4. Success. Color 2, maybe. And maybe warning. Color 4? No? Color 3? What's that? Or you could keep that's for danger. That's the red one. And you may want to make it darker than this red, like this the red they have actually. But let's only keep these three, yeah? You could do more like text colors and stuff. Just notice that these are the things you can change. So I'm gonna copy and paste here and comment it out so that we all can feel like, okay, that's how they do it there. Now notice there are some of these blue, turquoise, green, yellow, red colors. You could change those if you like, but I think it's just too confusing. You could say, well, now everything that uses blue on my website should use this color capital. Huh? Then, okay, you could try that. But I'm going to just focus on this. Everything in your app that has colors tend to be something that you write something like, oh, I have a button that is primary. Remember that? I have a message that is like a flash message that is like, information is primary or is danger. Okay, so you tend to use a lot of this. So I think I'm pretty happy with these choices, and I just have that. Now the navbar color needs a little customization. I'm gonna get there very soon. Okay, let's see. I think, are we using this? This is now the link color there, yeah? Up there, navbar, let's choose a color for our navbar. It's a little bit of a problem if I do a flash message. Okay, so this is the primary color there. No, this is a success one over here. Right? And the navbar is here. This doesn't look very nice. What navbar color do we like?
How about the first one?
Dark green. Okay. So what I did sometimes is that I choose my navbar color here. So you don't have to name another primary color variable here. But what I did was that I defined, this is more like a navbar color. And I called it primary, maybe call it navbar. And I say this color should be darker than my primary one by 10% so that if I happen to display them next to each other, it's not a problem. But in this case, I'm going to say color 1, yeah? Okay, so there's an exception with the Facebook button, but you probably, this is the old blue color from Boomer. You should probably grab Facebook's blue color and then put it here, then it'll look nicer. Log in with Facebook, you can actually see they all use the same color. There's a guideline too. So technically, if you want, you can also just save this image. If you want to make this website even fancier, save this image and then display here instead. Right? I could use Font Awesome here, and so it will look like this. No problem there. I'll use Font Awesome and put the color there. It's up to you, yeah? Okay, so let's click around and see if I like the new theme. It's not too bad, right? I have this is the success color, this is the primary color. Where's the red? Okay, this is the danger. I did not change danger because there's no danger here. So it's still the old one. Anything else? That gives the idea, hopefully, yeah? I don't have any message. Yeah, so click around if you feel like it's a bit tricky. You see there's this caret here and the background when you hover over the navbar. So when you're working with the navbar, you already have what I did last time here. You can check it out. Yeah? Item color, that's the color I choose, which is white. Right? That's a link over here. And then when I hover the item, right, I still say, hey, don't change it, just keep it white. But when you hover the background of this, I tend to make it darker than the background of the navbar. See? So use lighten and darken accordingly. I think even in this case, lighten works just fine because it's so dark already. Right? Lighten may work nicer in this case. Yeah. So and again down here it's a bit tricky there. You see it's a different theme, and when you look into Boomer variables from navbar, then you can find it out. It's at the bottom. There's so many of them. Only customize what you need though. Don't copy and then do too many things. So what I see here is a navbar drop down, right? Item, and active means when it's being clicked on, hover when your mouse is over it. So you can customize any of this. Let me just change it to lighten as well, as you can see. Now you can also say this should be the same as this one, but this variable is a little harder to type. You know, technically, if you just want to reuse variable that way, right? Oops. Something like that. I can say, hey, dude, you know, why do you make it different? Just keep it the same. Okay? So the only thing that is different is that this is now lighter. It's kind of nice. And if you think this navbar thing is way too dark, then just lighten this one. And then everything gets lightened again, so it's not too bad. Do little things, right? This exercise, you do this. Next week, you may want to customize a little bit more. Don't go overboard. You're sticking with Boomer. Try to be a nice Boomer citizen. And when with power comes responsibility, you gotta stick within the means of the power for now. But 2 months later, you try to explore all the good things already. I kind of like this. It's not Facebook, but it's also similar to Facebook. And it's getting cool. All right. Thank you, class. I'm going to stick with these colors. All right, you guys do something else. All right. So it's also very cool that this is really amazing, the tools that people build, right? You can make it friendly to colorblind people, like, you know, those who cannot distinguish between red and blue. Sorry, red and green. Then, you know, this could be very cool. And these are types of color blindness. And then, you know, maybe you spend an hour reading about each of these symptoms, and you become more knowledgeable in human understanding. So yeah, this is just insane. This is like the amount of fun you have. They do, you know, the light and dark and stuff here for you. And the designer, now you know why designers are so good. They have really good tools. Right? I think the really cool thing is that if you have a background image for your homepage, and you want the rest of the website to follow this kind of very beautiful page, there you go. You can actually import this image, and it'll just pick the main color for you. And then from there, then you change and choose what you like. Certain websites, it's really remarkable because they have, you know, a nice landing page. So imagine you pick this, right? This is image is your main background, and then you save this image. You choose, and then you're gonna have one primary color is this one, another primary color is, you know, main color this, and then just great. Your website is now beautiful and consistent. All right, so even if, you know, it's not something I recommend you spend the whole day on, definitely try to do something like this for your app to make it more beautiful and color more consistent. Yeah, and the text color, try to keep it simple. The background color, you can make it interesting. Okay, now for assignment, once again, yes. Radius. Well, if you want to override Boomer radius in general, like, then you can, for example, you say you hate radius. Then you can say here, Boomer uses radius. 3 pixel is where you see happens the most. So you could just say turn off radius by setting all these 3 values to 0. Or,
What is radius?
yeah, border radius. For example, you see all this radius? Yeah, so you see, this is the radius small one. You see this is radius large. So it depends on if it's a card or you know, a box. This and then what I really hate is those tab thing here. There's a radius, and I tend to override it with 0. I'm gonna show you, for example, tab wall border radius 0. So when it's a box, right? Like this is the box tab. I don't think that it makes sense to have it with the radius. Check it out, okay? Like, look at that thing. It's ugly, right? I want it to be continuous. Like, what is this radius thing? So that's why radius 0 makes sense, even though they're just using radius small, which is 2 pixels there. In really rare cases, like you want the radius for yourself. I set the radius here for my own image. I think it makes sense. I don't like the radius here for the search box, to be honest, but that's the default for the input. Also radius small. So make your own decision. You either override it. For example, you say all input should just have border radius 0. Like, do you know what radius means for this one? It's just around the box here, and it's normally it's just how Boomer defined it. Sometimes it's radius small, sometimes I have radius large, right? But we just say in some cases I really don't want radius.
But if you want to override a small radius, the radius small,
Yeah.
you need to save it in your file and import it before the Boomer level.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. Yeah, similar to colors. Now, that's why I don't recommend it until you absolutely require it. You start to include these guys, and then you're like, well, my stuff is looking really ugly right now, and it's all Boomer's fault. I'm not going to agree with that statement. You just decide to override everything, so now it's ugly, right? So override with power comes responsibility. Don't override everything. There's a reason. There's some consistency. But they also don't intend to make it production ready. This is all helping you save so much time prototyping, to check out your ideas, to see if it's good or not, right? So mainly you're making the website beautiful enough for you to want to come back and work on it. You don't want it to be too disgusting, so no one will be excited when you say, hey, check out what I did. But you don't want it to, also not have functions and features, right? Because it's, oh yeah, actually you cannot log in right now because I only put on the homepage design. Yep, no, that's not good. That's why I'm so hard on Loi. Where's your app? Alright. Yeah. Alright. Today you'll hear me complaining that Loi, then where's your app? I can put it online. You guys should put it online too. Okay. Now, as usual, each week you have the what is the project now? Human here. I will release the version, right? The code here. You guys can also browse, and you can see that there's code for each day. So if you want to see what was done between lecture 2 and lecture 1, it's easy. You can click on any branches here. You click on this pull request thing. Technically, it just generates a URL for you. So you can choose 2 URL to compare with. So I can see, hey, actually I want to compare lecture 1 with lecture 2. Okay. If there's anything missing here, probably I just forgot to push. For example, lecture 3, I may have forgotten. And you may not want to see this whole box. Go to the URL and delete this one, expand 1. But from now on, you can do it yourself on your own computer, on your own local repository. For example, this is your name. This is your app name, right? For example, this one, is it yours? This is Ian's one, right? And then this will be your, for example, week 5 versus week 6. It will just show you what you did that week, nicely, okay? Now you can also use this to review what I taught in class. It's nice because, for example, on the day of Monday, right, 6-1, I added RSpec and threshold. All right, we did that. And then you can see, what did we do yesterday, right? This is between 3 and 4. 3 start, 4 start. I don't have the lecture 3.1. Let me just push that. Whoops, I have a lot of temporary stuff. Okay, temp. And I just lecture. I write as a temporary commit, so later I can actually go back and change it if I like. Alright. Git push. 1 second, let me just put it up there so it's easy. So in your homework, you can always go back to this for help. If you're like, okay, how do I implement that feature over there? Okay, then I refresh this right now. This is yesterday. Uh-oh, shoot. That's a lot of code, right? Let's see what we had. Yeah, so some threshold stuff, some new logo stuff. I think I need to make sure my basic news feed from lecture 3 start to lecture 4 start. Yeah, adding comments, it's a lot because we added comments, posts, and liking, right? So you can go in here and take a look at any of the controller and see how it works. Oh, okay, so this is how he does it for liking a post. This is how he does it for liking a comment. And how did he define the toggle like thing? You can just use the search thing, and it's like, okay, so just to reference back, okay, I have my way, but someone else may have another way, right? So you guys know how to use the branches, right, to your benefit. You can compare them like this, okay? / compare branches. Now, for today, I will also I try to meet everyone, but if not, I just just based on whether you volunteer to meet or not. But please think of something you want to go through as well. So I want to review, like, what's something that you stuck at that you really have question on. Just choose 1 or 2. We can go through that. Okay? I really need to force you guys to be able to say, this is one thing I don't know how to do. This one thing I want to get better, fix and make it better. Don't just give me something really general and then I cannot help. It just doesn't work. Or like, oh, I just don't know how to add, this whole comment thing. Okay, so where is it? Oh yeah, because I haven't added post yet. Okay, so let's focus on post. Okay, so today, anyone who feel like they still need to revisit this, make sure you revisit. Ask question if the email thing is still unclear. Apologies yesterday. Is that your wake up time, Fu? This is your wake up time. I bet you normally take a nap at this hour. So, what was I saying? Yeah.
Pick something to talk about.
No, that's right. Something after that. Yeah, the email thing. Sorry, lectures yesterday. My computer had a big problem. So all the video uploads yesterday just failed. So I had to re-upload it. And then after I re-upload it, this is what I get. The life of I pretend I know technology, and this is what I get. Duplicate. So I probably uploaded yesterday. I don't know.
That's like it's the demo day when you have a room full of engineers and software engineers, and then like no one can get the projector to work.
Yeah, exactly.
That was hilarious.
Huh? I think it was uploaded, and then my browser crashed, and then it didn't show. Basically, didn't like publish the videos, and I tried to find it, and it didn't exist. And sometimes, YouTube doesn't make it very easy for you. YouTube, are you listening? Yeah. Okay. Oh, just like our demo day last week, we showed up, and we have like 15 monitors without the cables. Power cables. Not we prepare all the VGA adapter cable. They loan us the monitors without the power cable.
Oh my god! They didn't charge for school, right?
And then they charge. Oh yeah, that's like that's like 200,000 per cable. Yeah, I know. So let's anticipate as many things as possible. Okay. So today, the exciting part for those who like to try some niceness is I can do that walkthrough, and it's still aimed to be understandable by all. But I want you guys to now start to know how to focus, right? Sometimes you watch and participate in this interactive walkthrough to learn something new, to learn the understanding. But there's no way you're going to be able to implement everything. So pick your battle. All right. So for example, instead of just we want our app to work well. You put it on Heroku. People can log in with Facebook. People can comment, like, and stuff. So two crucial experience I want to add is that email will be too noisy. Yeah?
So I just know how to use a login.
Gotcha. Feel better. Let's see. Oh wow, this is a really old one. Deja vu. This is like
that's 6.3, right?
I think we have 6.5 now. And yeah, how far have we come? So Rails is actually, the ability to reload in Rails is quite incredible. So now I want some crucial experience, which is if you type something here, it shouldn't just like, okay, that's not coming. You press enter. It shouldn't go reload the whole page. It should just display bam, 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 without leaving the page. So that's Ajax we're going to add this afternoon. Second thing, if you like something, look, that is ridiculous, right? You should be able to click like here, and then now you can see that, okay, this I like. Or if you click this like, once again, it's ridiculous, right? It's reloading the page. Facebook's not doing this, so let's also do it ourselves. This Ajax, this whole thing, is what we get. And each time you may take any of these steps, this should go to Slack. Why not? And each of us should have a channel, like create one channel like this. I create one for myself, and then when I type something online, then you can say, here's the name of the user. You can even customize that logo to be that user's logo, and here's the message. And it's the same logic as your email thing. So imagine if you have your post controller here. You see, this is how you new mailer. So you create a class name, notify Slack, or you can say post Slacker. I don't know, notify Slack dot, new post. That's it, right? We'll implement this class and this method, so we keep the ability to organize our code in a way that's easy to find. Yeah, but it's super easy. You just add the Slack gem and everything is taken care of for you. Yeah, so this is like Slack notifier gem. That's why I don't want to call Slack notifier, because they actually have it. So I would call this like Slack notifier would be very confusing because the library actually has something called Slack notifier. But I want to create our own class, our own method. In that method, we tell Slack notifier to go to the right channel and sending the right message. And the only thing I need to pass in is the post. Okay? So spend a little time, clean up, freshen up stuff. I will start these two things. One is notifying by Slack, and then the second is Ajax. As you can see, the work today, I also have this stuff, but why don't, actually let's do this. If you're not ready with the previous lab, focus on that. If you are, do this first. It's actually it's what I always do for my app. Just use Markdown to write email template. I'm sick of writing both HTML and plain text version. Do you guys know what I'm talking about the HTML and plain text version?
Yeah. So instead of the two files, you
Every-
write it in.
Yeah, when you Rails generate post mailer, you always new post. You see this? By the way, like Oscar pointed out yesterday, don't name it new. It will be bad because the post mailer class should not have a method new. Huh? This is just. I like to maybe even make it really obvious. I name it like that, maybe. So, but yeah, post mailer, new post. So now you have these two things that the content is very similar, except you strip down the content. That's why I prefer to get rid of these two things and use a gem that generate that for me, and then I can call it maybe Markdown like that. So in this file, I can just say, wow, that's a header, and then it will Yeah, it will just look good. I click here. If you see this in your, right, to visit. Now, if you see this in your code, it reads very well. But we don't want to type something like click here, and then, this will be very, very scary to look at, and it looks unprofessional in your plain text email, right? That's the purpose of Markdown. Markdown is the format that now is used everywhere in the world. In fact, even in your blogging platforms like medium.com and different places, they focus on basically, you should never worry about different type of headers. Like that should only be like these, these types. And now you like numbering, there's only this type or this type. You just use that, and of course it will understand all the type of numbering. Like you understand this as well. But so spend time understanding Markdown so you can write very good documentation. It's good. And you can see I also use that for Trello. Right? And Trello, we can use this one if you like. You can give me ideas on what you like to see in your app. I want more active participation. I want the notification icon. Yeah, sure. And I can show you that next week. But when I teach you something you want, like this guy right here, right? You want that, I want real-time chat and stuff. Then try to think of more things that you want so that I can. It's actually more interesting to engage. Right, it does. It provides the CSS. So all you have to do is write the Ruby code or JavaScript code to update the CSS. Okay? So actively think about your own app, and it has to be something you take a shower, you think about, go to sleep thinking about. It's more like something that you want to make better. That's where we actually learn by doing. It's not learn by, reading the docs only, just following the lab only, or watching the videos. Those are passive learning. And there's a balance, so it would be maybe 20-30% passive and 70% active. Each of us has a different balance, right? So my favorite mode is 50-50. So I'll just spend a lot of time watching cool stuff, see how people do it, and then now I go and do it, and now I try to show that I actually learn it by sharing with someone else. Okay, let's get lab 1 working for those who want to add the Markdown. I give you just a little time to see how, and then add it to your project, deploy it. Now for those who haven't got the email stuff, then we'll provide some help to get the email understanding.
Are we going to do the Ajax stuff?